Hello and welcome to the First Five. In this video series, we will be featuring different creatures playing games for their very first time. The point is to see how different our gameplay could be from one another. In this premiere episode of the First Five, we will be playing Grand Theft Auto 5. How ironic. Enjoy the show! Hello and welcome back to the First Five, a video series where the creatures play games for their very first time. Last week's episode was all about Grand Theft Auto 5, but this week we've got something a little bit different. You may have already guessed what it is judging from the title. This week we're playing League of Legends, a free-to-play MOBA developed and created by Riot Games. Enjoy the show! Hello and welcome back to the First Five, a series where different members from the creatures try out new games for their very first time. There has been some confusion as to why it's called the First Five, and believe me, I'm just as confused. But sit back and relax as you watch Danz, Kutra, Nova, and Slyfox play Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Hello and welcome back to the First Five, a series where the creatures play games for their very first time. On this week's episode, Danz, Kutra, Seamus, and Slyfox sit down and play a soccer game, or a football game depending on where you were born geographically. Also, this series isn't sponsored, we just play random ass games. FIFA 2014 on First Five. Hello and welcome back to the First Five, a series where the creatures play games for their very first time. We all remember our first time, don't we? Never mind, this is a kids show. In this week's episode, the gang is playing something very special. I'm not really sure if the word special is good or bad in this case, but you guessed it, it's Lego the Movie, the game. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome back to the First Five. For those of you wondering if I get tired of saying that, I do. This is a series where the creatures play games for their very first time. This week's episode is sure to be very exciting. You might be wondering what we're going to play this week, but judging from the title, it's NASCAR 2014, and I can't wait to see how this turns out. Spoiler alert, this game has cars in it. Hello and welcome back to the First Five, a series where the creatures play games for their very first time. And when I say first time, I really mean first time. Like they've never ever played these games before. In this week's episode, the gang sits down to play something special. Dark Souls 2 for their very first time. And when I say first time, never mind, you get the point. Hey. Hello and welcome back to the First Five. If you think you've heard this intro before, you're probably right. This is the video series where the creatures play games for their very first time. Some of them haven't even played the tutorial levels before, but that's what makes it interesting and at the same time terrible to watch. In this week's episode, we have something that's never been seen before. Titanfall on the PC. That's right, take it away, Immortal HD. Hello boys and girls and welcome back to the First Five. You might have forgot why it's called the First Five, so let me kindly remind you. First Five is a series where the creatures play games for their very first time. And then you might be wondering, where does the number 5 come from? I'm not really sure, I think it's just a cool number. Anyway, for this week's episode, we're sitting down to play Daylight. It's a super spooky horror game, so you're gonna see lots of people shoot themselves. Hello and welcome back to the First Five, a series where the creatures play games for their very first time. Sometimes I like to record my voice and play it backwards as I sleep. It helps me get a full night's rest. I hope you guys like racing games, because this week we've got something awesome. It's like a mix between Crazy Taxi and Doom 2. Carmageddon Reincarnation. Okay. Hello and welcome back to the First Five, a video series where the creatures play games for their very first time. In this week's episode, we actually have 5 people, so it's like the First Five kind of First Five. That's right, this week we are playing Daisy, a video game with bugged zombie mechanics. Good luck, have fun, and try not to die.